take me back. When did you guys become friends?
Oh wow, 2002, I think.
Yeah,
right around that time. I just moved to
young
Nashville.
bucks, man.
I had just moved to Nashville, and within the first week, I met Chris, and we started working together as DJs and MCs at this huge nightclub in Nashville called the Wild Horse Saloon. And from there, we just started writing songs, and then we hit the road.
Harmonies.
And, we would be backstage working on harmonies, having fun, and while the live bands were on stage. And
we would learn, we would watch and learn. We still watch and learn. We always learn, and learning what to do on stage, what not to do on stage. And then we honed in our craft, and here we are.
Preston, what was it about Chris? And Chris, what was it about Preston that you're like, oh, this is the guy that I really want to work with?
I mean, it was pretty attractive, right?
I mean,
well, yeah, of course.
I'm going to tell you, this is going to sound funny, but it's like that scene from Step Brothers when they're like,
it really is.
So you like to write songs? Yeah, dude. And then it's like, and you like to sing? And they're like, yeah, man. Well, and then it just
I have a Randy Jackson signed samurai
right,
sword,
and I have a drum set that he can't touch.
Right.
Stay away from it. And so anyway, it was just one of those moments. We just knew real quick it was just popping, and we were like, let's start writing songs together. Let's start, working on harmonies together. And so I grew up in church. My daddy's a preacher, so I knew a lot of gospel stuff, and he had a lot of secular background.
I grew up in Motley Crue's church.
Yeah, so he's teaching me "Girls, Girls, Girls" by Motley Crue, and I'm teaching him "Just as I Am" from the hymnal. And so, but to get together, those harmonies started to blend, started to sound more like family, more like brothers, and here we are with our sound.
Yeah. So going all the way, we were in 2002. Now we're in 2019. What was the moment where you guys felt like, oh, like this is a thing, we're not splitting apart, we're in this together for the long haul, we've made it?
I think as soon as we went on the road. I mean, as soon as we started 2007 and, we got our first record deal in 08, 09. And we just knew we had each other's back. We love what we do. We both see the light at the end of the tunnel. We see what we all need business minds. We're totally different people.
It was kind of crazy, and I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this on another network, but we can edit it out, whatever. But in 2009, going into 2009, we got asked to play on New Year's Eve, Times Square for Fox.
Right.
And so they were going to put us outside in the cold and
negative 8 degrees.
Yeah. And so we're fired up. We're like, this is our big break, right? We're going to New York City, Times Square, New Year's Eve. So we head there, and on our way, we realized the economy had been crashing in the United States in, I guess, late 2008. And so going into 2009, we were like, we should make our CD that we're going to put out $2.09 in honor of just really good music that
help the economy.
And just put it at a low price. And so we were just
LOCASH, low price. There you go.
Right. And so we were like, let's just try this and see what happens. So we go on Fox, we play, and there was this thing called CD Baby, and that was how you moved your music online.
Wasn't out yet.
Yeah, it wasn't really happening yet. And so we put it on CD Baby for $2.09, and we perform on New Year's Eve, and we wake up. First day of the year.
We got a call from Jeffrey Steele.
Yeah, Jeffrey Steele.
Who is one of our icons.
He calls us up and he goes, boys, have you seen this? And we're like, what? We're still groggy. We're like, it's the first day of 2009, right? We're waking up slow. And he's like, you're the #1 artist of all genres.
No label, no deal, no nothing. And we were just trying to...
crazy. And
we sold records that kept us alive that whole year.
It was kind of like an overnight moment for us, right? We had years of, journey up to then, but it was like an overnight moment. And then from there, we realized that the marketing and the music.
And the music actually was not very good. We were still learning. We produced it ourselves. It was like...
But we knew we had something.
Right.
We knew we had something if we could hone the craft, work on our songwriting, and some of the marketing ideas could all get married together, that somehow there was a place for LOCASH in the music industry.
I don't even think we've ever told that story.
That's a really cool story.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
$2.09. Wow.
Yeah.
Don't get any ideas now, though.
Are we gonna do? Are we gonna release Brothers for $2.19?
$2.19.
We did.
Yes.
We did it for $5. We did it for $5 for the Big Brothers Big Sisters.
We
did that for the.
That's
week,
pretty cool.
That's actually
11 songs for $5.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's wonderful. Was there ever a point where you guys thought about quitting or throwing in the towel and doing other things?
2011.
Yeah, toughest year for us ever. It was That was I lost my dad in January of 2011, and
And then right after that, we lost our record deal.
my aunt and our fiddle player.
Yeah, and when you lose your record deal, you lose your song. It was sitting at top 30 with a bullet. Things were going great when the record label folded. So it was just a bunch of loss. It was
Yep.
tough.
We sat back in. I don't know if we've ever told this story. So you're getting a lot of stuff right now. We sat back in the back lounge and we just got off the phone with James Stroud, who was very well known in Nashville, great producer, great guy, and we had about 50 to 60 dates left on radio. So when you're brand new, you're going to do these radio shows, and it's really on your dime to get out there. I mean, they don't have to do anything. You want spins, you want to show.
But the record label usually pays for that
Right.
to get you out and get you exposed in those markets.
So we sat in the back and said, "Hey, man, this is it." And, Stroud calls and says, "Hey, I'm going to call every station myself personally and tell them this is not their fault. And, let these guys go. They can't do your show. Blah blah blah." And we said, "Hey, James, can we call you back?" And he said, "Yeah." So we sat in the back and we're like,
That was the crossroads moment right there.
"So we can do this now. We could be songwriters.
If he
Be happy,
called,
live happy."
and the decision we had to make was if the record label called 60 radio stations, country radio stations, and says, "My guys aren't coming after all," we're breaking 60 promises.
Ooh, yeah.
And it was like this.
And they're never
moment.
going to look at you the same again.
They're never going to give us another shot. They're going to close that book.
Radio
LOCASH is
doesn't
done.
even know this. Radio has no idea that we
And
did
so we looked at each other and we said, "Hey, if this is it, this is it. We got to, come up with the money ourselves and go out and play these 60 shows." And so we called the record label back and we said, "Don't cancel any of them.
this. We're going to do them.
Just let us out of our deal and we'll go honor all these dates ourselves."
I lost my house. I lost my car. I
Wow.
lost everything.
And so
I lived in an apartment with my little kid. He was living in a car.
I lived in my car for a while.
I
on
had this
Demonbreun.
maybe tiny little apartment that I couldn't even afford.
If you've ever been to Nashville, there's a place called Tin Roof, and right across the street there was a Shoney's parking lot right there. It's a big high-rise now, but back then there was a Shoney's, and I lived in my car right there. And I would go inside Tin Roof to use the bathroom and stuff. And
So we did all these dates, and I literally had put in a job to be an Orlando police officer because I didn't know I had my first child, and I was like, I have to take care of this kid. That's my most important thing right now. And I got a call. This is the late 2011 in November. I got a call, and we've always lost everything already, so we had nothing, and I couldn't even make next month's payment. So I'm telling him, dude, I have to make money. So the police academy calls me and says, you can come down and we'll take care of you. And I was like, all right. And then not even an hour later, that's when Keith Urban called us.
Wow.
And said he's gonna cut, you're gonna fly and make it a single. And that's
like 4 months later, it was a 2-week #1 for us.
Yeah.
And life was just changed.
was
It
it.
was the light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, Keith Urban basically saved our career, really. And he
also,
may not even know that.
I think he more saved our lives than
Yeah.
our career, but
And then like 4 months later,
our career was saved by doing
Yeah.
those radio shows.
and country radio has been such a great partner with us and great friends. And we all still look back on those moments and they're like, you came through for us. And we look at them and say, you came through for us. And it's just been
a big
great,
family.
How did you even manage to scrape by and make those radio shows happen?
We were
don't even
doing.
know.
We were working at the Wild Horse too. Every now and then, we would get a little bit of money and scratch and
Yeah.
put it over there. We would sell merch like crazy.
Yeah, we
That's what
were
did. We would
robbing
make,
Peter to pay Paul.
We
were
literally
using
would
merch
go
money.
into Walmart's and make our own shirts and iron on local.
I was
he would
drawing
draw
them. I was drawing the designs on the
stick
shirts.
figures. We were stick figures because we. So I was like, just right.
I mean, that's really what we looked like
two
back
stick
then. We had no
figures.
food either,
Right.
so we were stick figures.
And I mean, we did everything. I mean, we had to pay the band. We were paying the band like $50 each.
Yeah.
We're like, just come out here, man. We would actually find people on the road when we're doing these shows. Like, hey, can you play guitar?
I remember a guitar player, actually, I would be the one that divvied out the money to the band members, and Chris would be outside, like, fixing a flat tire on the car or something.
That
You know, I
happened
mean,
a lot.
that was real life. And so, divvying out the money to all the guys, and it was, yeah, and I got like $40 for each guy, and I got down to the last guy, and I only had like 30. And I was like, dude, I promise I'm gonna give you, an extra 10 on the next show. And I'll never forget, he just handed me the money back. He's like, you guys need this. And it was cool.
Yeah, and
I mean,
we
moments like that
we would get like
stay
a
with you
room.
forever.
We would make sure like somebody got us a room. We get two rooms. We would share a room, but for the band members, whoever wanted to sleep in that rather
Yeah.
than in the van that night, that we would play football, and I would throw a bomb, and whoever caught it would get to sleep in the room that night. So,
I swear to you, I promise. I remember a time where we had a flat tire on the side of the road. Chris is one of his previous jobs was fixing
I know
tires.
I could fix a tire.
We're on the highway a lot. You're gonna have some flat tires, you know. And so we're going down the highway. We get a flat. Chris gets out. He's like, "We ain't got no spare. We ain't got nothing, man." And so he fixed a flat tire with some bubble gum. I promise you.
Could do it. Got us to a gas station, then I put a little plug in, and we're good.
Good job, dude.
Got this, dude.
Wow.
Now we're on Access Hollywood.
That's right.
What's his secret talent then, if that's
He could draw. The guy could draw,
Stick figures.
and he's created video editing now, which maybe back then wasn't as big, but literally.
You gotta go check out our socials because I'm messing around with like
He's just really creative.
editing and
very
stuff.
creative.
And
You should edit together one of your next music videos.
I want to.
He has done that before.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
Back in the day when
The director got all the credit. Don't say
Yeah,
anything.
sorry.
And you must look back now because your lives are so different.
Yes.
It's crazy.
What moments like kind of send you back and remember and make you feel that gratitude for?
Well, I think our families keep us humble for sure. I mean, it's
Our kids.
Yeah, I mean, the other day I just bought a new house. I mean, it's not like a mansion or anything, but it's a new house. I lost a house, so buying a house is awesome. And I remember sleeping in it, and my wife next to me, and all my kids jumped into bed with me, and I'm holding them, and I'm like, you can't get that moment. I mean, that moment is like, I did something right. You know, I'm glad I never gave up on us. You know, I mean, if I would have gave up, who knows what I would be doing right now. And it's so hard. This industry is so hard. In any entertainment industry, not just, singing.
And all walks of life. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not just the music business. Everybody's got to persevere through the tough times, you know?
And we did.
What's it been like for your kids to watch you guys go through that?
I
see,
think
like,
they're
dad
too young. They're
goes-
too young right now. My 8-year-old is starting to realize it. You know, there's a picture that, when we do start getting down, and we're not really worried about giving up or quitting. I mean, we're at that point, but there's a picture I saw the other day. It was a huge, male lion and the cub next to him. I say, if you ever think about quitting, remember who's watching, and the cub's right next to him. And I'm like, well, if that doesn't inspire you, I don't know what will.
If you love that video, you're going to love everything on the Access YouTube channel. So hit the subscribe button. You can thank me later. Hit it. Now. Thanks.